This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Kyorain learns the true meaning of Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Swanson, for not killing me today.
Time to die!
And Stairmaster and Swanson cut down a Christmas tree. You're supposed to start from the bottom.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hello there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and cop girlfriend, Stairmaster.
I thought Sir, I need you to pull over and show me that dick dong.
Alright, here you go. Zip.
I don't know why I went into Careless Whisper.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you really wanted, Stair, so here you go.
Oot.
With me, as always, is my co-host and forgotten son, Stairmaster.
Oh. Jesse Swanson? Is that you?
It's not my name anymore.
But you look just like him.
I'm jam handy now.
It's me, DuPaul Stairmaster.
Listen, it's in your best interest to just leave town before I start murdering again.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Live with me forever.
Yay!
And with us, as always, of course, is our other co-host and dark passenger in my head, Kyorain.
Hey, Swanson, you know what I think you should start doing?
What, buddy?
I think you should probably kill some people.
Don't you do it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's that one guy who's, like, really annoying.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in a guy who's, like, perfectly tailored to be, like, killed. Like, no one wants him around. He's bad. You're gonna want to kill him. We're gonna bring him in.
Well, that does sound mighty tempting. Alright, let's see what happens.
We're gonna have his friend, like, tell you, like, he's really bad.
And you're gonna get to watch him be cucked. So you know it's beyond the pale.
His friend, you mean? I'm gonna watch his friend be cucked?
Yeah, the friend gets cucked by the guy you're supposed to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds...
You're gonna see that.
That sounds killable. Like a killable offense.
Also, he's like a bro type guy, like a game grabber individual.
Oh, alright, I'm already
game
there.
Grabber.
I hate those guys.
A game grabber type guy.
Yeah, he's yeah. You know those guys when you see them.
Yeah. We don't want anything to do with them, of course.
We call them triple G's, game grabber guys.
No good, folks.
No, they're no good, folks. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. It's another episode of TV Tuners. We're here with you. And, yeah. If you like what you're hearing so far, and while you're listening, you're like, boy, you know, this really... I have some thoughts, some questions. A quip, perhaps. Maybe a foresight, otherwise.
If you want to send an expletive-ridden rant about how I keep talking over other hosts...
Yeah, that's a thing you could also do if you want to send any of that to us, or perhaps an expletive-filled rant about how Stair doesn't do it enough. Well, you could send it to us at our email address, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kyorain?
Well, before I recite the email again, I just want to point out that we're never going to get an email. It's just not going to happen. It's just no one wants to email us. Never going to happen. So if you want to prove me wrong at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com, you can go ahead, but I doubt you will because no one sends us emails.
Keo's like the Mulder toward television Scully. Or email Scully.
He's email Scully because he wants to believe.
I can see the email, but I don't believe it's there.
Yeah, he's a skeptic, even though there's numerous proof of emails. Like this one, sent to us by Geo. Roll that shit. Fellas, everyone knows that the B.I.G. loves it when you call me Big Papa, but only the true heads recall he only smokes blunts if they rolled proper.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you ever rejected a blunt for being improperly rolled? I haven't, and I've seen some real shit ones. Regards, Geo. Now, this is an odd question because I feel like Geo knows that only one of us was a regular pot user, and that
and I vaped.
Yeah, you did not.
I did vapes
smoke
and edibles.
Blunts. The
only blunts I smoked were pre-rolls. I didn't even trust myself to roll a blunt. My manual dexterity being what it is.
Yeah, Stare has like a -4 in dexterity, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I've never even like actually seen a blunt up close. Maybe from like a distance, like watching from afar.
Like you're looking through your apartment window, like that one Hitchcock film.
You see some guys just passing a blunt around. Not smoking it even, just passing it back and forth and like looking at it. They're just like inspecting a blunt.
Well, it wasn't properly rolled.
Through my binoculars, I would watch this, but yeah, no. I've never rejected a blunt or accepted a blunt. I've never...
Wait, Kia, were you spying on Notorious B.I.G.?
I mean, it wasn't spying if he's just outside my window.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I mean, listen, I'd be looking out my window if Notorious B.I.G. was out there.
Yeah, and I'd be asking questions. I'd be shouting out the window, hey, what's going on?
What are you doing? What are you doing out there?
I thought you were dead. Have you been in Serbia this whole time?
You're like at least 50 by now.
Yeah, I would imagine if I did that, he would just quietly walk away and never be seen again.
I don't think most people live to 50.
It's true. Most people don't. There's facts that the government doesn't want you to know. Anyway, I imagine that Keo looks out his window and he sees two people passing a blunt back and forth, just looking at it. And then one takes out like one of those like goggle, like not goggles, one of those like little things that you wear for like inspecting jewelry.
Oh.
And they take it out and they look at the blunt using it and they're like, this has been improperly rolled.
And the other guy's bow tie spins in expiration.
Yeah, I mean that's you guys acting like I'm having like a crazy view outside my window.
Well,
but that's
we don't have the coastal upbringing that you do.
That's true. Yeah,
we're simple. We're like Midwesterners. We're simple country boys.
I mean, I live technically on the coast, but there's no actual water near me.
You live in Pennsylvania.
You're like rustic livers.
Yeah, you've got a rustic liver from the heavy metal in your water, just like me.
It's true. Doctor says I only got 12 months.
Yeah, you guys live out there in the wilderness. I'm here in civilization, California.
In the urban blight that is California.
Well, I mean, it's only like 30% blight.
What's the other 60%?
Decay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that sounds like the rest of America. To be honest.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that email, Gio. And yeah, that's all of that. But hey, listen, email is not the only way that you can get at us. We're also on Twitter.
No, we're not. Swanson, stop.
It is. It's true. Go look it up. We're at TV Tuners at Twitter.
Well, okay. You know what, Swanson? I'm gonna call your bluff.
I think I've already called this bluff before.
look it up. You're going to find...
I feel like I actually have literally done this bit before, but...
Tell me what you find. I bet you it's great TV content.
Let's see. There's a retweet from some account that I don't recognize here. It's showing like the quick access folder on Windows, and it's captioned, "Well, I guess this is my life now," and it says, "Pictures, documents, anime, Collateral 2004, new folder, and lowercase podcast."
It's very telling that the only thing not capitalized is podcast.
Very telling.
But yeah,
what do you think it means? This tweet you just picked out at random.
I think it means that he cares about everything else compared to podcasts more.
The new folder is actually more important to this individual than podcast.
I wonder what could be in that new folder.
Probably not copious amounts of pornography.
Now, no one would just call their porn folder new folder.
Well, I mean, that's a good way to hide it, isn't it?
Well, to be fair, I did put that folder inside a folder titled pornography. I mean, this person.
Yeah, whoever this could be. Anyway, our Twitter page is handled by our team of interns who scour the globe looking for great...
Actually, Swanson, it's down to one intern.
Oh?
Yeah.
Who's left?
Pumpkin.
A pumpkin's not an intern. Ignore this.
Well, I guess our TV Tuners account is vacant right now. But we did have a team of people who were searching for the greatest tweets, and did they manage to send you one in before I guess they all left?
Yeah, they did send me a blood-scrawled little piece of paper with the URL on it.
Oh, okay. What did that lead to? Hopefully something good.
This tweet comes from Bellaloo Dom, who writes, Dexter's parents wasn't wondering why the electricity bill was through the roof every month. Thinking emoji.
Oh.
Okay. So I think I figured out what Dexter this is, huh?
Yeah, okay.
So they're not talking about the serial killer Dexter, who I imagine his parent... He wasn't using a whole bunch of electricity to murder people,
hope not.
probably.
Didn't he say he didn't have parents or something?
He did say... He had an adopted father figure.
Who taught him how to murder, yeah.
But to use the power for good.
That's right. But yeah, this is of course about Dexter's lab. Which is it's a valid question.
I mean, we're all highly aware that Dexter's lab was kind of on the fringes of reality there. Like, he found like a walk-in closet that's extremely huge or something.
I think he's just stealing the neighbor's electricity.
I think he's just built his own electrical grid.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Like, he just built he just made his own electrical. There's
He's
nothing telling, he's building all these mechs and shit. Like, I'm sure he could just build an electrical grid.
Yeah, he's probably just enriching uranium down there.
Yeah.
Sending the waste products to Saddam Hussein to fund his
in the
experiments.
closet he found.
Yep.
That's bigger than the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he find that closet or did he just build it?
I think he found it. There was they showed the origin story of the lab and he found it. He just went in.
Wasn't that like one of the later seasons after Ginger Tuskowski left?
I don't think it was one of those. No, I'm pretty sure it was a legitimate episode of the program.
Also, is selling uranium to the Iraqis more of a Dexter thing or more of a Mandark thing?
I don't know.
I think Mandark hates the environment because his parents are hippies.
So he would, he would.
No, he would want to support the petroleum industry to do the maximum damage to the environment, I would reckon.
I guess that's true.
He would be giving them enriched uranium, though, if that's weapons grade.
Yeah.
So I guess Mandark is winning?
Mandark has won. We live in his world now.
Ah ha 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 ha.
I mean, when you think about it, Pete Buttigieg is basically Mandark.
Expand on that.
They're both kind of nerds and evil.
Okay.
And sort of queer.
All right. I was waiting for it.
Is Mandark evil?
Technically speaking.
His name is Mandark.
I mean, like, he is considerably worse than Dexter.
I guess. I mean, what did he actually do that was, like, actually bad other than antagonizing Dexter?
Didn't he, like, take over the world in the future, requiring Dexters from 5 different timelines to unite to defeat him?
I do believe that happened, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
It's been...
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Okay.
Anyway, good tweet. Tune in.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, before we get on with our show, there is but one last thing to ask. What you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
I
was a busy
finished
week.
watching Squid Game.
Oh, okay. You finish it?
Yeah. I don't have anything to say about it, though. Bye.
Oh.
You have nothing to say about it? You just watched it and you were just
I don't want to spoil it.
You don't have to spoil it to tell us what you thought.
Okay, but it does end on a cliffhanger for season 2, which is very bold for Netflix. It's like first.
When a show that should be one season makes a cliffhanger for season 2, I do a Marge voice.
You won't believe what the last game is.
Is it Squid?
Yeah, it's Squid Game.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I watched A Taxi Driver, a Korean film.
It has no relation to the Scorsese film?
No.
Okay, good.
No. Well, this guy does drive a taxi.
Oh, okay. Does jazz music play?
Yeah, for the opening.
Oh, okay.
So this is about this taxi driver who inadvertently gets caught up in the Gwangju uprising in 1979 when the South Korean government just locked down this city and gunned down a ton of pro-democracy protesters.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and he's just dragging this German journalist around while people are getting beaten and shot. It's pretty good, but then they had to have a car chase at the end, which I'm pretty sure did not happen.
Well, you gotta put in a car chase if your movie's called Taxi Driver. If your movie has driver in the title, there needs to be a car chase. It's just the rules. Like in the movie Taxi Driver. You guys remember the classic car chase from that one?
I watched that movie and it had a car chase.
I mean, Joker had a chase, and that's sort of like Taxi Driver, so maybe you're right.
True.
Joker had a chase?
Yeah, he ran from the police.
That's a chase.
Oh.
Yeah.
It counts.
He got hit by a car.
Okay.
Okay, also I watched Virtuosity from 1995, starring Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've heard of this movie before.
Okay, so like the police have this futuristic VR training program that they're using convicts to test. And to make the AI for the criminal, they like put together a bunch of serial killer personalities and Adolf Hitler into one
Sounds like a good idea.
Known as Sid 6.7. But the AI doesn't want to be in the system anymore, so it can persuade Sid's the middle manager to let him out into a liquid metal android. Liquid metal. So Denzel Washington, this incarcerated ex-cop, has to hunt him down because he's the only one who was able to kill him in the simulation.
All right, that sounds ridiculous. I miss when 90s when like action movies could just be fucking ridiculous shit like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It looks cool, but the screenplay really doesn't.
Like, that's the problem.
Russell Crowe's chewing up the scenery, but he's not that much of a threat, it feels like.
Yeah. That's the problem with action movies, is like, you got a guy who could be like the modern Arnold Schwarzenegger with The Rock, but he doesn't do fun action movies. He just does boring ones. Other than the fast movies. Yeah,
the closest you get is Scott Adkins, I guess, who is very consistent. But he doesn't have the personality for that.
No. Like, The Rock could be, like, if you put The Rock just in, with the script and everything, in, like, The Sixth Day, that's a fun movie still.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's just that he's doing shit that no one could possibly care about, like Rampage.
I don't know. I mean, a giant monkey does fight a lizard in that, right?
Yeah, but it's like a giant CGI monkey fighting a giant CGI lizard.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say about the movie now. Oh, yeah. Basically, it's basically Demolition Man, but worse.
Oh.
It needed to be more satirical. It was way too serious for my liking, I think. It didn't do the... Yeah. Despite being in this exaggerated future setting.
Kia, what's your bold take on action movies? What should they be like now?
I think they should have they should have a guy and then like another guy who the first guy doesn't like, and the second guy doesn't like the first guy, and there's a conflict between the two guys.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you mean like Char's Counterattack?
Yeah.
Yeah, more action movies should be like Char's Counterattack. That is true. Anything else?
Also, the two guys should fight at the end of the movie, and one of the guys should win.
Yes, correct.
So I watched Train to Busan, which is getting a Netflix remake.
That's a zombie movie, right?
Yes.
It's like a South Korean zombie movie.
Yeah, they're on a train, and then this Armageddon happens via zombies. And so they gotta survive. It's good. The one thing I didn't like about it was there wasn't enough blood.
Damn. More blood. Alright. Anything else?
No. There's trains in it.
Do they go to Busan?
Yes. Well, some of them do. Others do not. Some of the others go to hell.
Interesting. So really the movie should have been called Some Trains to Busan.
Well, there is one train.
Oh, okay.
It's just the passengers who don't make it. Well, they have to switch trains halfway through the movie.
Oh, so it's like Snowpiercer. It's all on one train.
Yeah. Well, until the halfway point.
Right. All right. Well, I don't really have anything to say here. I didn't watch a whole bunch.
Okay, bye.
Thanksgiving is a thing that happened this week.
Oh, I guess I did watch part of something.
Oh?
Incidentally.
Uh-huh.
Because of Thanksgiving, I watched first third of the Lord of the Rings first movie.
And you were like, yawn. Boo. You threw a tomato at the screen.
No, Kio's like, haha, them hobbits, man, them hobbits.
I was like, they got some crazy stuff going on in this movie.
Yeah. Who was your favorite guy, Gollum? Does he even show up in that part of the movie?
No, he's not in it.
He actually does appear in the movie.
No.
I think it was the first movie anyway, but he does appear. He's mentioned. They show them torturing him for a second.
Oh, maybe
yeah, that's
you're
true.
right.
They do that. I mean, if he's watching the extended versions, he's definitely in the first third of the movie.
I don't know what version it was. It was just on the TV.
I feel like Kia's dad is the sort of guy who would insist on watching the extended version.
Yeah. My dad?
Why? This was at Thanksgiving, right?
Not with my dad.
Oh. Well,
His dad was too busy watching Family Guy.
I think he's done with Family Guy, thankfully.
Oh, okay. So he was watching South Park.
He's been done with all those shows. He says that, he rightfully says that the later seasons are all bad, so.
He's right.
Wonder what he's moved on to now. Is there a new animated show that people like?
He's not that into animated shows. He watches them, but not exclusively into them.
Seeing the young Sheldon?
The last thing I saw him watching was The Boys.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, TV Tuners show of the year for 2019 and 2020. Dad listens. Yeah. He's a fan.
It's been a while since I've been over there, to be honest, guys.
We're praying for him.
Yeah, we're hoping he enjoys the Boys.
Yeah, he was watching the first episode, so I don't know if he ever got into it or not.
Well, we'll see if he sticks around and listens to what our pick for show of the year is going to be in 2021.
The Boys.
See if he watches that. Yeah, the season that hasn't come out. Anyway, yeah, that's all that. So let's get to the news, huh?
Okay.
All right. Well, there's only one news item. It was sort of a small week, but it's a news item that is pertinent to things that we care about, particularly things Stairmaster cares about.
Disagree.
Oh, you care about it as well?
Mm-hmm.
I care about it, yeah. Whatever it was.
As much as Stairmaster?
He doesn't even remember what we picked to discuss.
More than Stairmaster, I care about it.
All right. Well, Kojima Productions, the video game studios founded and run by Hideo Kojima, the mind behind Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding, is now opening up a TV and film division dedicated to its IP, which at current only is Death Stranding.
But
but that's it. They're not announcing anything else. That's just they're opening a TV and game development.
Well, they were already developing games.
Sorry, TV and movie development. Also, I guess he lists music as one of the things that they're developing too.
Hideo Kojima on SoundCloud.
The arc of Hideo Kojima becoming a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh man, but do you think he's gonna do a deal with Netflix and his shows will have different scenes depending on your watch history?
Oh my god. Yeah, he probably would try and do something like that.
That would be very innovative and very, imagine trying to talk about the show with your friend and they're disagreeing with you about what happened on the show.
It's exactly what he wants. Also, the show would be weirdly creepy in a sexual way.
Yeah.
Because it's Hideo Kojima.
I imagine that kind of situation would... I'd be definitely going to blows with people over the show, punching in disagreement about what happened on the program.
Yeah.
Oh my! I think if Hideo Kojima makes a TV show, it's going to be the next Twin Peaks.
It's true. I mean, he is sort of the David Lynch of video games.
Yes.
Is him making a show still hypothetical?
Well, his studio's making a TV show. I have to imagine he'd be involved in some capacity.
Yeah.
With a rubber stamp, maybe.
Heading the movie and TV production is a former VP of Business Affairs for PlayStation, a guy by the name of Riley Russell, who is quote unquote going to be expanding the reach and awareness of the properties now under development at Kojima Productions, which is, of course, again, just Death Stranding.
And Death Stranding, the director cut.
That's true. Yeah, the only things that have been released from Kojima Productions. But it's not saying anything else couldn't come out, you know? But all the other stuff that Kojima's known for, of course, is not his at current, or probably ever.
Okay, what if the show has a bad ending where all the characters die and the only way you can get the good ending is by switching the channel on your television remote?
Oh,
and
that'd be good.
And they only hint at that obliquely. So if you don't know that...
What if there's a show that he makes where you have to be outside on your phone in order to watch parts of it?
You mean like that Game Boy game he made?
Yes, that's what I was referencing.
Where you fight...
You fight vampires, right? Is that what you do in that game?
Yeah, and you have to charge up the sun sword.
To fight them. Yeah. Yeah, what if that was his new thing? Because he wants you to get outside. He wants you to
that would have been if only Quibi was still around.
Oh, yeah.
Quibi!
You get an 8-minute chunk for each time that you've been out in the sun per day. That would have been, if Kojima had teamed up with Quibi, you think he would have saved it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been CEO and he would have rescued the company.
He would have had the good sense to make Kiefer Sutherland the guy on the run in The Fugitive instead of Tommy Lee Jones.
It's true. Tommy Lee Jones wasn't in the show, was he?
No, he was in the original, you dummy.
What are you talking about? Making Kiefer Sutherland the guy on the run instead of Tommy Lee Jones?
I'm saying Kiefer Sutherland with Tommy Lee Jones in the remake.
Oh,
in the
okay.
Quibi remake.
I'm picking up what you're laying down now.
Yes.
Yeah. Who was the guy who was the fugitive again? What did he do?
He was a white guy.
And they were just like terrorists.
Yeah. He was near a bomb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. It was something like they saw him on camera and they were like, that guy did it for sure. We have like zero evidence, but he did it.
They didn't even investigate. They just like did the worst possible job.
Was there even a guy with one arm?
No. Well, wait.
Fuck?
Maybe there was.
I don't think
Didn't he have like a really obvious alibi? Like he was like calling his wife or something?
Yes. But he was on the phone when the bomb hit and they were like, that's the guy, he's activating the bomb.
What a good show.
Good stuff. You know, Quibi was a good service. Just like Kojima Productions is good.
What if the Kojima show is just a house-swapping TV show? A house remodeling TV show?
With him?
I'd watch that.
I would watch the eldritch horrors he would recreate. That he would turn your house into. Like, he turns your house into an MC Escher painting.
Or, no, he just plays it completely straight. And then in the final season, he's going to one of those refurbished, abandoned missile silos, and he finds out a deep government conspiracy.
Yeah. And he has to grapple with what to do with the information. And there's a cliffhanger at the end where a guy in a suit walks up to him, and we're not sure what he's going to do.
Yeah. Also, it ends with him having to, like, climb through a bunch of microwave rays attacking him. In order to reveal the conspiracy to the people.
Yeah.
And it's like a very slow and painful process that we just watched the entirety of.
Yeah, I would watch this.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
But only if it's actually happening, like not if he planned it, like if this is actually just legitimately just happens and they film it.
So, a Kojima TV show, like, written by Kojima, shorter cutscenes or longer cutscenes?
Well, what would a cutscene be in a TV show?
It would
Just
be
a
an
scene.
episode. So these would be 3-hour TV shows, depending on if you've got an editor who can tell him no or not.
Imagine you click play on the first episode of, like, the Kojima show, and you look at the runtime and it says 3 hours.
3 hours and 33 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's the exact length of The Irishman.
Oh my god, who do you think... And you know it would have a star-studded cast, since Kojima just loves Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, Mads Mikkelsen would be there for sure.
Yeah, he'd play like...
names Namelson.
Hannibal. That's Hannibal, Kyorain.
Okay.
Oh, you mean Brian Cox?
That's... Yeah. Yeah, he'd be there too. Is he still alive? He'd be there.
Yes. I don't think he was that old.
Well,
I guess in the
there are other ways
already.
to die than being old.
Yeah, it sucks.
Anyway, yeah, he's the guy from Secession, the show everybody loves.
Yeah, I love that.
Succession.
That's right. He's the guy from Succession, everyone's favorite HBO show that only airs after dark.
Oh.
It's terrible. What is wrong with you?
There's only, I wish that show had gotten like bad reviews just so there could be one that says Secession is more like Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Brian Cox is alive and well, so he could be in this too. Alright, well,
Yeah, we're done.
best of luck to Kojima.
I want to see Thanos get more roles in movies.
He's not a real person. Also,
You mean Josh Brolin? He was in the hit of the
No.
of last month.
No, Swanson.
Dune.
I've been over this. Thanos is just a person.
Who's you've been over this? Because I heard
I
the
don't think
Game
you-
Grabbers guy talk about it. I haven't heard you talk about this.
yeah, that is true.
What do
No, I've been over this off mic with you.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember this conversation, Keo. Are you alright? Are you having like mixed memories?
No.
I mean,
Star, I think you better check Keo out here.
Okay, I want you to take 2 of these.
What's
They
that?
should help you balance your psyche.
They're blue pills, Kyorain.
Hashtag blue
Well, you
pill?
can see that. We don't need to describe it for him.
Well, he asked what they were. That's what we called them.
Oh, fair enough.
Can I get hashtag red pill though?
No.
Do you want to?
Your mind would not survive the red pill
Yeah.
as you are right now.
Why am I getting 2 blue pills?
Just trust me.
Yeah, why are you questioning the doctor here? Dr. Stare. License sold separately.
It's Professor, actually.
Oh.
You're not a doctor?
No.
So you're actually you prescribing stuff is actually worse.
Yeah, this is deeply
Professors
unethical
don't
now that I think
usually
about it. Sorry, everyone.
He's also not prescribing it. He's just giving it to me without any paperwork.
Come on, take it.
Fine, I'll take it.
Take
Here we go.
it. Come on.
Here, I got water right here.
Glug.
Okay, I took the blue pills, both of them, 2 blue pills.
Yeah.
Hashtag blue pill.
How do you feel?
How do you think you feel about that?
Yeah, Thanos is a character from Marvel.
Yeah, it's
He's in the comic books, and also he's in the movies.
True.
And they changed him a lot in the movies.
Oh,
He's actually like,
are you mad about this?
I'm pretty upset actually. Like, what's up with this Thanos depiction? Like, what's the deal with that?
Hey, Stare, can I talk to you for a second? Just keep talking, Kyo. We're listening.
Okay. Because like in the comics, he's
Stare,
like
one
he's
pill
like
is
almost
supposed
like
to make him larger, and one is supposed to make him small. What's happening here?
like he's like kind of a comical character almost in the.
They appear to be
comic books.
synergizing in an unexpected manner. And its mind is expanding instead.
Isn't this story like he wants to like impress death?
Yeah, he wants to fuck her.
Yeah, that's what he's like.
But in the movies, he's like, I have a lot of pathos and I want to fix things and I've got like a really poorly justified motive to do this and I'm going to do it.
Instead of creating twice as many resources, I'm going to kill half people.
Or just changing the concept of hunger.
Yeah, I literally could bend anything to my will because I have like a gauntlet that controls all of time and space.
And not only do I not realize this myself, but no one explained this to me.
And even if they did explain it to me, I'd probably just be like, whatever, bro. Because that's how I talk.
Do you think Thanos made a second Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet to jerk himself off?
I
think he considered it briefly.
Well, I mean, we know comic Thanos would have done it, but movie Thanos would have he would have thought about it, like pondered over it despairingly.
Well, in Endgame, there technically are 2 Thanoses for a brief time.
But he didn't do that on purpose, though.
It's true. But do you think when they found out that they were together, like if they had found out, they would have been like, let's try something?
I don't think that Thanos ever existed in parallel in Endgame.
No, I don't know. Maybe not. I know one travels.
Yeah, from the past to the present, which is how you know you have a good screenplay.
Yeah, that's right. But if he had encountered the other Thanos, I feel like the retired Thanos would be like, I've been thinking about it for a long time, buddy. Let's try something here.
I think we can all agree Dr. Doom would not do this.
No. Iron Man 100% would, without question.
Dr. Doom is too dignified for that.
Yeah. Dr. Doom would kill him. Both of the Dr. Dooms would try to kill each other. So that's actually a great way to get rid of Dr. Doom.
Knowing that he would die, he would still do it.
Yeah. But yeah, Iron Man would for sure, without even hesitation, if 2 of them were in the room, it would be 5 minutes max before they were going to town on each other.
It would be completely magnetic. They would just
I thought if Dr. Doom saw another Dr. Doom, he would immediately go into fight or flight mode, and it would be fight.
Yes.
He would just assume it's some convoluted scheme, and he'd probably be right.
True.
Anyway, that's it for the news. So let's get to a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's the Stairmaster Minute.
Huh?
Hit the theme, Kyo.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, bum.
That's right. It's a Stairmaster Minute, the segment beloved by all, where we give Stairmaster a minute on the clock. I have the clock right here, ready to go. We give him a topic to discuss, and he goes at length about that topic for a minute, with no help from us. So, Keo and I are both going to give Stairmaster a topic, and he will pick it, and then go off, King. So, Keo, do you want to go first with your topic for Stairmaster?
Yeah, so, I want Stair to talk about what he would do if he ordered a hamburger and they put the wrong condiments on it, but he was like already at home when he found out.
Okay. My discussion for Stair is a bit more simple. I want him to discuss birthday cakes, like the general concept.
Okay, so if I got the wrong burger condiments, and I found this out upon getting home, I'd just be like, oh! I wouldn't even consider trying to wipe the condiments off because it's just going to be there in the meat and the lettuce, so I would just throw it away and I would probably just cry to myself. Well, luckily it's I only order burgers from Five Guys, basically. So I'd still have those fries to, fill myself up with. But man, those Five Guy burgers are pretty good too, That's all I have to say about this, so now I'm just going to talk about the weather. It's been cold out lately. Okay, that's all I had to say about that as well. I don't know what Keo expected me to do. Just live with the wrong flavors? Just eat it and grimace the whole time? I'm not a dog.
Well, what did Keo expect you to do? That's a good question.
Yeah, I guess it depends on just how picky you are. Usually, you can just kind of pick it off if you're that fussy about the condiments.
Mayo is the only one that I would really hate. I guess I don't like mustard either.
I don't like mustard, but if you scrape it off and mustard, they just oh, no mustard. Actually, let's give you a new experience today.
They get a hose full of mustard and they just put that on there. They just spray it.
I can't fuck with I can't fuck with mayo though. That shit grosses me out.
But on a burger?
On anything.
I used to.
Oh. Mayo on a burger is fine. I don't think anyone's putting mayo on a hot dog unless you're a sick freak,
a Dexter type.
Yeah, if you're some sort of Dexter type, put mayo on my hot dog today.
Yeah, I used to, when I was a little boy, I didn't like mayo, but now that I'm an adult, it's fine. Unless there's too much, then I'm ugh, no.
Yeah, it's true. Which I guess goes to Stairmaster's thing here, which is that fast food burgers do occasionally, actually often, I would say, have too much mayo.
They just slop it on there. Yeah, I don't know, mayo can add a lot to a snack meal. Just has to be the right amount.
It's true. Like a sandwich with mayo, like a sub.
Just a little bit, a tasteful amount of mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
a dollop.
An artful amount.
Yeah, a dollop will do you.
All right, we have one more topic here, I think, right?
We do?
I thought I only had
to pick one. Okay, so okay. Yeah. I was hoping for another minute. Actually,
it's a Stairmaster minute.
Stairmaster 2 minutes now.
Are we really No, we've almost been at this for an hour. I think we can move on.
2 Stairmaster 2 minutes.
The Stairmaster Minute Judgment Day.
Did we not have another topic that I know, or another segment that I know Keo is dying to talk about? Oh. I would consider doing this, but we do have another thing, another segment.
Am I dying to talk about that?
Well, you are dying.
You're going to die when we talk about it.
Okay.
It's another segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Stairmaster.
Boom, 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 boom. Well, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside...
Cut it. Cut his mark.
I would have done the whole thing and gotten this episode DMCA'd too.
Can I DMCA us for?
I don't think you get DMCA'd for singing a song.
I think you do nowadays.
I know it was kind of like that with the...
I've heard VTubers get worried about it when they break in a song and have to cut themselves off.
I know though they were kind of like that with the birthday song, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, they were very litigious with the birthday song, but now it's free game. Let's do it right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay, enough of that.
Oh, I wanted to do the whole thing.
Sarah's just in a singing mood tonight.
He's a very jolly guy.
Oh, I knocked something over. Sorry, everyone.
We watched the teaser trailer, and it actually was a teaser trailer this time, not one of those ones that say they're a teaser trailer, and then just give you a show.
Yeah, this gave us no information whatsoever.
This is a very cryptic teaser trailer for Bel-Air, the dramatic reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Featuring a spoken word remix of the Fresh Prince rap.
Spoken by Will Smith.
And also greatly abridged, despite being a minute long.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's only 40 seconds long.
A lot of the details from the original song were shown by little objects in the water.
Yeah, so this dude's in the water like he's at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's like that Nirvana cover, except his clothes are on.
Yeah, that's true. Would it have been better if he was naked there?
No. This already looks unreal as is. It looks like bad CGI because of the post-processing they did.
What would you have done if he went down there and Aquaman was there and he was just like, "Mommy!"
Oh, he's Jason Momoa's DJ Jesse Jeff.
Yeah, only he throws him out of the house.
That's in slow motion. And Ancient Lamentations playing.
I guarantee you there's going to be something like that, right? Where he gets thrown out of the house in slow motion while a mournful song is being played.
I think there's going to be a fight scene between him and Uncle Phil. That's how they up the ante.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this new version of Will is in the water. There are basketballs floating around. Because he played basketball in the opening, you see.
Yeah, they almost suggest it's a very important object in the series, but it's very incidental to the story.
Well, I mean, basketball was very important to Will in the show.
Yeah,
but a lot of episodes about his basketball career.
It's not was it a career?
It was playing college basketball, at least, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess, maybe. I don't remember that part. But
probably.
I'm sure it was there. But
the basketball was important in several episodes.
It's true. He did like basketball.
He liked basketball, but it was not a dramatic thing. It was just kind of a incidental thing that was kind of in the background. But they show off the basketball as this was his sacred orb.
Well, the basketball is probably there because...
Yes, I know. It was just part of the intro, along with the fuzzy dice in the mirror, which were also shown in the dramatic light floating in the water.
That's right. No cab driver, though. He's not floating here in the water.
Yeah, and they don't mention the plane ride either, which is in the full version.
The plane... There should have been a plane in the water.
Like Lost.
Yeah, or Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't show us a plane in the water in Breaking Bad, but...
Yeah, they should have shown, the stuffed animal that's half burnt.
Yeah. And then he goes and he grabs a crown and he sits on a throne. And then, it's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, but worse. It's bad.
He's speaking the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air lyrics, but I don't think the song has anything to do with it. From a music theory standpoint.
The problem with this introduction to, this version of the song is that it doesn't explain anything.
Yeah. If you don't know what Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is about, you think this is this black kid's going to Narnia and he's going to become king.
Yeah, you think you're reading you think you're going to watch a young adult novel adaptation of some book you've never heard of.
You see the fuzzy dice floating in the water. And you're like, is he going to be gambling? And you're like, wait a minute. No, that's just a callback to that one line from the intro song.
The single line about fuzzy dice in the mirror.
Yeah.
Which Will himself in the song just shrugs off.
Yeah, he's like, it's whatever.
I thought he was like, yeah, this is a sign that I should go with this taxi driver.
I guess,
he thought that this cab was rare. But nah, forget it. You'll home sit down
he says
there.
Forget it, like, whatever.
Okay, so the dice did have some significance, but he decided it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, but in this, they mean apparently a great deal because they're along with a basketball. And, I guess, a crown. Anyway, this looks bad. It's wild that they don't show you anything that happens in the show itself, but it already seems bad.
Like in the most abstract way possible, they're telling us how bad this is going to be.
Yes. It's like they're daring us that they could make this a show. They're like, can you believe we fucking did this shit?
I gotta respect that. So do you think this is going to be set during the 90s?
No, it's modern. It's modern day.
Because if it was the 90s, I think they could have like DJ Jazzy Jeff Guy and the East Coast, West Coast rap feuds. That'd be a nice dramatic bit.
Would it be nice?
No. Yeah, I don't know if that would be nice to do that, but do you think DJ Jazzy Jeff is going to be in the show, like the actual DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Oh, you'll have a cameo.
Yeah.
And Will Smith will play the cryptic old man who gives Will Smith advice.
I'm you from the future. Don't worry, everything turns out great.
It's like that other Will Smith movie, Gemini Man.
Oh yeah, classic. Yeah, I'm gonna say tune out on this trailer. I forgot we did that part. Yeah, we'll see what the actual show is like. I guess maybe. Here's my prediction for what the actual show is like. This is essentially going to be one of those like CW reboots, where it's all like high drama. No one like acts like an actual human being.
Yeah,
it's very obviously scripted and it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, seems like it.
Like by the end of season 1, Carlton's going to be hooked on some drug called like Riff Raff.
Well, that did happen. He did speed that one episode.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. They're going to call back to that, but it's going to be a new drug.
He's going to be taking Nuke from RoboCop 2.
Yeah, pretty much. And like DJ Jazzy Jeff is going to be like enlisted into the army in a new like future war.
That sounds actually entertaining, so they're not going to do that.
Well, yeah, one of those is just the plot point I stole from the show Riverdale, so it's possible they don't do that.
Do they send the burger guy to Vietnam in Riverdale?
I don't remember what the burger guy's deal is. There was a drug in...
Oh yeah, the burger guy's like stupid sexy in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like real hot. To be fair, everyone in Riverdale is like hot. That's the whole deal. Is like, what if we made these goose from Archie hot?
Including Archie.
Who
is a very unseemly ginger in the comics.
Yeah, and in this, he's like a steamy...
Who baffles all of Europe and Christendom by laying pipe intermittently. Yeah.
Also, I don't think Jughead eats that many burgers in the show.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the guy from Popeye. He eats a lot of burgers.
No, Jughead does eat a lot of burgers in the comics.
Oh.
He eats zero... I think he eats like not that many burgers in the show. Like maybe once as a callback.
That's devastating.
So, which makes me believe that in this version of Bel Air, which isn't really connected to Riverdale, but seems like it's going to go for that vibe, that means that Carlton's going to dance very, very briefly for like 5 seconds, and then he'd be like, I don't dance like that. Come on, man.
And we'll see the butler practicing karate one time.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Never again. Anyway, it's bad. The end. So, with all of that out of the way, there's but one thing left for us to do.
Oh, the main event?
Oh?
It's our main event. We watched the show, and now we're going to talk about it.
Whoa.
Dexter is back.
He's back.
Dexter New Blood follows the titular serial killer 10 years after faking his death. He's moved to the fictional small town of Iron Lake, New York, hiding his identity under the name of Jim Lindsay.
Wait, New York?
That's right.
I thought he was in Alaska.
No, this is New York.
What?
That's what it says.
What?
A string of incidents around Iron Lake causes Dexter to fear that the dark passenger within him will reveal itself as his serial killing urges re-emerge. Did Dexter leave you out in the cold, or did it convince you to kill again?
So he fled Miami. He went on into hiding on the American Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, he was bad. It turns out he did a bad job.
No wonder that kid found him so easy.
Yeah. Like, imagine if Walter White had just left New Mexico and went to fucking, like, Colorado.
What the fuck?
That would have been fun.
Like Walter White's just in North Dakota.
Well, no one would find him there.
That's true. No one's looking anywhere in North Dakota. But, yeah, so we're back. We're back here with Michael C. Hall as Dexter. I guess Jim.
We're back?
We're back. 10 years after the awful final season of the show Dexter. The original showrunner is back. He was not part of the final season. I'll say this much. It's definitely better than that last season.
I will take your word on it, Swanson, because I didn't watch any of Dexter. None.
It's true. Yeah, we should... cards on the table here. I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. There were options available to us.
Yeah, we had a discussion in a smoke-filled room.
About what to watch this week. Should we watch this revival of a show that only I watched? Or should we watch the live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, a seminal anime?
And of course, I threatened to kill myself if we watched that.
And here we are. We didn't call Stairmaster on his bluff because we're good friends.
But if you want to call me on my bluff, you can hit us up at buymeacoffee.com.
That's right. If you really desperately want us to watch live action Cowboy Bebop just to see our takes on this beloved anime series, at least by two of us on the pod.
I love it.
Okay, three of us.
I will say my dad watched the live-action show and liked it, and said it was as good as the original.
That's not a ringing endorsement from the guy who loves young Sheldon.
Is that the case?
I don't know if that part's true. Old people love young Sheldon, so.
It's true. Oh, no, he liked Big Bang Theory. I don't think he watches Young Sheldon.
Oh, you know what? Kia was talking about stuff that he watched parts of while at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I saw, briefly, 2 minutes of Young Sheldon.
Were you upset?
Yes. It's weird. There's no laugh track on that show, and it doesn't garner any laughs. It's like maybe they were trying to put one in there, but no one laughed.
Like they tried to play the track and it just didn't go.
Yeah, like it has some inverse effect where it removes laughter.
The button got stuck.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it. That's my 2-minute take on Young Sheldon.
Okay.
So we watched instead of Cowboy Bebop, which you could, if you were so choosing, go over to buymeacoffee.com/tvtuners. A single coffee gives you a single episode. For instance, of the pilot of Cowboy Bebop.
No,
the Netflix version.
Not gonna happen.
Or if you just want us to watch the anime.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
The choice is yours. Anyway, let's move on to the actual thing we watched. So I'm the only person who watched Dexter. I watched all 8 seasons.
We should have had my mom on. She watched Dexter.
Did she watch this new one?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, now you've got one up on your mom. You should just go up to her and be like, I know what happens to him. I know the truth.
I'll wait till she's high to do that.
Yeah, that seems smart. Stare, you and Keo have never watched an episode of Dexter, right?
And I never plan on.
Well, you did. You just watched one.
This is Dexter New Blood. Shut up.
It's a new show.
It is weird that they gave it a title like it was Saved by the Bell, the New Generation or something. The new class.
He's going to teach his son how to kill.
Oh, yeah. Probably, right? That's how it's going to work?
Yeah, like God of War.
Yeah.
With old man Kratos.
I love the idea of Dexter being like, boy, stab that
boy.
man. Stab that man, boy. So, before his son even shows up, I guess, we get introduced to our good pal Dexter. He's running through the forest. He's going after this stag, this all-white stag that is a metaphor.
But he wisely decides not to murder it.
Yeah, because you don't murder your metaphors, at least not in the beginning.
You don't
of the
murder
episode.
white stags, ever. If you don't want bad things to happen to you.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So he's got his gun. He's pointing it at the beast, but he won't kill. He wants to though. He clearly wants to.
Yeah, he's got an itchy trigger finger. He heads back to his little remote cabin here, and we see him having a imaginary conversation with I don't know if you guys picked up on this. It's his sister.
Oh, I thought it was his dead wife. I thought he was a new type.
No, the person who shows up for the majority of this, I think it's all of it. Yeah, is his sister, Deborah. Deborah.
So it's like a Rosemi situation, not a Forrest situation.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, he does have a dead wife, as well as a former, I think 2 former co-workers of his are dead, which are people that are referenced throughout this episode, but not seen. She's the only one who's seen, and that's because she died in the final episode of the actual show and all that jazz, probably. Also, because she was the only one who wanted to come back, maybe.
Rest in peace.
Anyway. Dexter is heading into town. He gets stopped by the cops. It's supposed to be like a tense situation. Did you guys feel that tension?
For a second.
Yes, but then the tension became a different kind.
Oh, what kind?
Sex.
Yeah, because he's dating this cop lady, and they start doing the stuff.
They engage in sexual congress.
Yes, and afterwards they say their prayers.
The penis goes into the vagina.
Mm-hmm. They say their prayers and they thank the Holy Lord and they leave.
Dear Lord. You became the bad guy. He starts playing.
Alright, so the Dexter heads into town. He's chatting it up with all the people. He's clearly, because he's been here for a while, presumably. It's a small town. This definitely feels like a small town written by a guy who's never been in a small town.
You mean people constantly referencing that it's a small town?
Yes. Like, people who live in a small town aren't like, oh yeah, we love our small little town here. We live in this small town. Everyone knows each other because it's a small town.
Yeah, they're all miserable over there, I assume.
Presumably, based off of my experiences. So he goes to work. He is like a knife salesman.
He's a hunting store salesman.
He's a shopkeeper at a hunting place. Fred's Fish and Game.
Formerly Chuck's.
That's right. Chuck's Fish and Game. And a young customer comes in. This is our shithead du jour. I think his name's Matt. It doesn't matter. He'll be dead by the end of the episode.
Yeah, like some scientists made this guy, sent him out there to make Dexter want to kill again.
The perfect asshole.
Wow, how would you feel if in the second episode it's just revealed that the FBI made this person? Because they knew it would lure him out.
Like it cuts to the Pentagon. The DOD is talking.
Like the FBI calls like the president and they're like, "Sir, we've got Dexter Morgan dead to rights."
Who?
Who's that?
Who are you?
Who are you talking?
I'm not interested.
I don't want it. He works for this guy Fred, and he sells hunting equipment. This guy Max or Matt or whatever his name is, he wants to buy a knife and a hunting rifle. Dexter's able to sell him the knife, no problem, but that gun, ooh, you gotta wait 24 hours before you can buy a heavily armed weapon.
And that's what we call...
Gotta make sure the FBI background check goes through.
That's what we call in the industry as a kill gun.
Yeah. That's how you know this happened in New York, Stare, because if this was Alaska, he would have just got that gun right then and there. That wouldn't happen up there.
We would already have a gun if it was Alaska.
Yeah, he would have been... They give you one at the border. Although he's disappointed, but he does. He ends up leaving with just the knife, not before being a huge shithead about it all. But it's amazing that they like design. They just have a guy that you're like immediately like, all right, I want to see the serial killer kill this dude.
Immediately, he's just like, hey, it's me. Hey, ooh. I'm gonna like threaten.
Like
people
imagine this scenario with like Hannibal Lecter. Like, Hannibal's in, like, Alaska. He's hanging out. He's cooking fish, and he's having, like, a sad fish meal because he's thinking about the flesh he could be eating from humans.
And there's a guy walks in, and he spills steak sauce all over himself.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm covered in it, but I smell great.
It's like, oh, I'm a bad person, too.
Yeah, he's like, watch me kick this puppy. He's like, "Oh, that's very rude of you to do. It's very rude of you to kick that puppy."
Oh, shut up, Hannibal. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Eat me? You gonna murder me and eat me, Hannibal? And he's like, "Oh, I wish I could, but."
He's like, "Hold on, I gotta put an apple in my mouth."
Look at me, I'm like a roast pig, Hannibal. I promised my dead sister I would not kill.
Oh, I've got an apple in my mouth.
Oh, give me here, boy. I'll be delicious right now. Feed me to a guest. I cannot. Not until you do something drastic like kill a stag in front of me.
Okay, I'll do it. He would do it.
Yeah. Then you get eaten by him.
He does.
Yeah, he does do that. Not before we have a long, inane series of, character introductions, I guess. These people, I guess, are going to be important. I don't know. We get introduced to, like, people around the town, essentially, for a good bit. I'll be honest, I checked out in the middle of this.
You checked out? You were just like... So
I was, like, half paying attention.
You went on to
like,
Twitter.com in the middle of this?
I was scrolling Twitter a little bit. Yeah, basically the gist of it is that he's on a date with his girlfriend. That's when we get introduced to like all of the townsfolk that he knows and hangs out with.
His boss is gay.
His boss is gay. Doesn't his girlfriend have a daughter or something?
There's like this college girl.
I think
it's sort of like Denny from The Room. She's like Denny from The Room, I think.
She's like two.
Yeah, she just likes to watch.
She's just there, and she's like a little bit older than you would expect.
Yeah.
And she is buying drugs on credit.
That's true. Yeah. Dexter does get invited to a party by Matt
because he wants his gun,
and because he wants his gun.
And that's where we get some good old fashioned cuckoldry.
Yeah. Also, there's like a mysterious hitchhiker going around looking at Dexter and then like leaving. And I guess that's also supposed to be tense because we're like, who from his past is coming to get him? The problem is that there wasn't anyone left alive from his past that would come and get him.
What about the surprise motherfucker guy?
That guy's dead. He's long dead.
Oh, well, the trucker who drops him off sounded like him a bit.
No, I mean, it would have been great if that was the guy.
That would be a really big surprise.
The ghost, he should show up as a ghost and be like, surprise, motherfucker. I'm a ghost.
Oh, they're saving that for episode 3. When people's interest begins to wane.
Not even the end of the show. That's an episode 3 surprise.
Yeah.
So we also get introduced to Matt's dad, who is like this billionaire who's looking to drill in the great wilderness of New York. They do a lot of oil drilling in New York that I don't know about.
I assume if there was any oil, they would have like gotten it like
in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
They would have gotten it in the time of Daniel Plainview.
Yeah.
There's oil out there in the fields of
in those hills.
Yeah, in those hills.
Those New York hills.
Did you know that there's oil all over the city of Los Angeles?
Yes.
They just have buildings built around the oil wells, so people don't see them.
There's actually
and also regular oil.
There's
wells.
an oil field within like 5 minutes of my apartment.
Yeah, I know
Do
that.
you like go and collect oil for your car? You go collect some petrol?
I just go out there with a bucket and I just steal some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That works like that.
Yeah, I just go out to the machine and just like grab some. It's cool.
Oh. So, yeah, we get briefly introduced to this guy as he gets like yelled at by some townspeople. And that's like all he does in this episode. Dexter does have to go deliver the rifle to Matt because his record gets cleared and everything. And he arrives at the party. We get introduced to Matt's friend Bill, who is being cucked as they speak. And Bill goes and snorts. Yeah, he goes and snorts some cocaine and confesses to this random guy holding a rifle, this rifle salesman who came to their house. He just confesses about a horrible boat accident that they were in.
A horrible boat
He's
murder.
like, Dexter, come here. I want to take drugs with you, and I also want to tell you about my backstory.
I want to take drugs with you, but I don't want you to partake, really. You can just watch.
No, he offers him the drugs, and he's like, no.
To be fair, cocaine is the sort of drug that makes you snitch on your friends about murders they committed 5 years ago.
Yeah, true.
He was probably just trying to impress Dexter.
Yeah,
get him to buy into his idea for a restaurant.
Yeah. I like the idea of them trying to impress this guy. This, 50-year-old man. So, yeah, they have, they had this, incident where this boat guy was they let this boat guy pass, but then he runs the boat guy over.
They were playing chicken.
They were playing chicken, and he decided to murder him.
Yeah. He got off because, he's rich.
There was a big boat crash, and a bunch of boat people died on the boat.
His friend takes a jail sentence for him.
Yeah, in exchange for money.
And then his girlfriend fucks him. Well, fuck
that's
Steve.
Cool.
Why did she do that? Why are women like this, guys?
Whoa.
A good question, Stare. One that this show never answers.
They can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm a woman, and I'm just gonna have sex with this guy because he's, I don't know, doesn't have a scar on his face. Was that the reasoning there?
I don't know. Probably because he has a lot of money.
Maybe. It's not really expanded on, but the reason we get is because the guy who got cheated on or whatever has a scar, and people bully him about it from his horrible boat incident.
Look at this loser with his scar.
Vehicular homicide.
You're a piece of shit. Look at this guy. Look at this ugly guy with this singular scar that does nothing to really change his facial features.
Looks a bit gay.
So Dexter, he delivers the rifle to Matt. And there's a brief bit of I
like that scene from True Lies.
Yeah?
Where he fantasizes about busting open Bill Paxton's face.
Oh, yes, essentially. Because he gives him the rifle and then fantasizes about bashing him over the head with it, or in the face with it. And then he leaves. If you point a rifle at a guy and that guy just coldly stares back at you, I don't think you want to mess with that guy anymore. Personally speaking.
Yeah, I would be pretty, I don't know, I'd be pretty shook.
He
But
doesn't
remember-
seem to get that he doesn't seem to have paid attention to the look that Dexter was giving him at all.
Well, this guy's lived a completely frictionless existence. He didn't need to learn to pick up on any sort of warning signs from people.
I guess it's true, yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing with a rich person like this. They would never suspect that a serial killer would be giving them a rifle.
Yeah, they're the protagonist of their lives. Why would something bad happen to them?
So Dexter goes back to his cabin. He finds out that someone is in there, and he gets up behind him, and it's his son. That's who he's revealed to be. Kia, what was this scene like for you? I guess for Stare too. Because they don't reveal this right away that it's his son. He just says the name Harrison.
Yeah, I thought when he said Harrison, he was like, "Oh, this isn't his son," because he wouldn't introduce himself like that. That's not how a normal person would speak.
No.
I didn't understand. I just didn't process in my brain. I just kept watching to see what the deal was.
The scene is strange because his son turns around and he says, "Are you Dexter Morgan?" And Dexter's response is, "Harrison?" Which should clue him in, but then he acts like he's not Dexter, and the son, I guess, just buys it.
He's just like...
Well, you gotta go along with it. You can't just make him admit it.
I guess it's true.
It's like, oh yeah, I know who you are, but I have nothing to do with you. I'm just some guy.
Yeah. Man, I know who you are, but it's not me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not your dad, if that's what you're asking. Weirdo. Stop asking those kind of weird questions. Who are you? You're not my son. That's pretty much the scene.
What if they go on Maury?
Dexter, notorious serial killer, and this man claims to be your son. Let's find out. And then it turns out he's not the father.
Yeah, he just slits his throat.
Maury has to try and run away from Dexter.
Would Dexter chase him down, or would he just let him go?
The camera falls over, and you see Dexter just coldly stalking towards Maury, and then it cuts out.
I'd watch that.
So, yeah, that'd be the first and last episode of Maury you'd watch.
I know. I watched the episode after that too. The Maury,
The memorial.
Maury Memorial, Rory Memorial, Maury Memorial. There we go. I said it.
Yeah, Maury Memorial episode. So yeah, the ghost of his sister confronts him and tells him that this kid cannot be here. Everyone you love dies. You're a bum, Dexter.
He's like,
true. You're right. True facts.
Anyways,
so he tells him to leave. He's like, "Why don't you go get on a bus? Get out of here." And he's like, "All right, I guess you got a point, not Dexter."
I don't even know why I was here or how I found you.
So when he takes out the photo and it's him and Harrison as a baby, was that the connection for you, or did you just not realize it until I said he was his son?
Nope, I still didn't realize it until we were talking about it.
What did you think the picture meant?
I figured it out later when he went to go say oh, stay actually, because it was just very convenient for the talk he had with the guy he killed.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, no, I was looking at Twitter at this part.
Sorry,
everyone.
Dexter is hunting the stag again, and he finally gets up to it, and he pets it, and has a nice little interaction with it, and then he gets shot. And of course, the person who shoots it is Matt. And Matt rolls up, and he's like, "Whoa, man, that's totally cool. Also, I almost killed you. Ha ha ha." And Dexter just snaps and hits him in the face with the rifle, and then takes a moment. Yeah,
this was just.
He has a moment where he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm doing this now." Oops.
Okay, so it was very obvious this was going to happen, right? You guys could see it coming.
Of
from
course.
Forever.
Of course, it was. We're building up to it. Yeah,
and it's just they invented this guy just specifically for this purpose. It was immediate and obvious what was going to happen from the very beginning, which was just kind of I don't know what kind of writing style this is, but
Well, I do applaud the show for at least going for some sort of metaphor here, even if the metaphor in of itself is kind of obvious. The pure white stag is tainted by some random dude, and so Dexter has to kill again for reasons. It is a little worrying, because this is something that happened in the later seasons of the show as well. The show is like clearly making you want to be like hooting and hollering when Dexter kills a man.
You love to see it, folks.
The show wants you. It's like if Breaking Bad wanted you to be like when Walter White like blows up a senior citizen's home and wants you to be like,
that was
yeah, which is not the case.
Smile.
I mean, it's
like,
cool.
Yeah, get his ass, Walt.
It's very cool because one guy did deserve to die in that. Maybe two.
2 guys.
Yeah, 2 guys.
Maybe 3.
I guess Hector deserved it, yeah. But there were also a ton of other people who died.
Well, like
which
the
they show
next door had
later.
a heart attack, I think.
Yeah, but like, weren't there people who died? I think they mentioned other people got injured and died.
I don't think there was that much collateral damage.
I think it was just one person on the outside who died.
But like, it's not like, I don't know. I have a problem with Dexter in particular because they don't ever really reckon with the fact that this is a mass murderer who does it who tries to justify it because he kills people who have killed. Which is also why that scene with the guy telling him that he's killed people is important. It gives him
Yes.
motive.
It gives them the justification.
Yes. But,
But
anyway.
they actually did make it kind of clear that he wasn't mostly angry about the deer.
Yes, because he literally yells at him, "You killed my deer!" Which, bless Michael C. Hall, he's trying his best with this material here. It's not the best writing from this show. I'll say that much. It definitely
was
better
in every way.
Yeah, the deer was. And so he takes Matt and he quickly recreates what's sort of like, so he used to be like an FBI, what do they call that, the person
Profiler?
Maybe not an FBI. What do they call the person who works in the morgue? The forensics
The mortician.
guy. He was a forensic analyst for the Miami Police Department.
Oh.
So he did a whole lot of autopsy work. That was sort of the bit there. Was he knows how to get away with... He knows how to make sure things are clean. So he takes this guy back and makes like a makeshift morgue or like autopsy room in his shed, and then duct tapes him to a table and interrogates him essentially. They go back and forth for a little bit where Matt like confesses to the boat murder, and Dexter's like, "Well, I'm gonna kill you anyway, bud. Sorry about all that," and stabs him in the chest.
Well, not before
not
before this guy
Yeah.
tries to like get him to empathize or something by saying like, "Oh, my parents weren't so good."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I had a bad parents," and he's like, "That's tough, man. I didn't have parents." And then Dexter's like, "All right, see you, bye," and stabs him.
He's like, "Huh, that reminds me of my son. Maybe I should hang out with him. That would be a good idea."
Yes, pretty much. This murder I did reminds me of my son. What if I convinced my son to stay with me after I
What if I gave him
committed murder?
guidance?
Also, he mentions that his dad will track down the person who killed him and find him and all that jazz. So that seems like the whole plot of the season. Probably.
If that doesn't come back, that would be very shocking.
Yes, especially since they already introduced his dad. So yeah, he does something different than what he did throughout the season, which is why he usually took trophies of victims. This time he just chops the guy's body up, places it in a bag, and then disposes of it.
Rest in peace.
The episode ends with him talking to his son. They reunite, and I think that's the end, right? He takes him back to the house.
I just like how there's a guy
That's pretty
who
much-
who could have just been like a hypothetical guy that Dexter made to make himself angry that actually existed.
Imagining a guy on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
It was the perfect storm. It was like a Twitter guy. It was like a Twitter bot come to life it was designed to make Dexter kill. So anyway, that's the end of this episode of Dexter New Blood. What'd you guys think? Thoughts?
Contrived.
Final thoughts?
I'm glad he killed that guy, to be honest.
Well, of course you're glad.
It was nice that he killed that guy.
Of course you're glad they designed him to be a guy you wanted to see killed.
Yeah. It's like when you're hooting and hollering that Jason Voorhees kills somebody.
It's like when you're hooting and hollering that Jack Bauer's like stabbing a guy in the kneecaps.
Yeah.
His wife.
Like, in the moment, you're not supposed to think about the implications of rooting for a serial killer or a monster or a interrogator. But that's sort of what we do here on the podcast. And over time, as the TV has evolved, Dexter, in my mind, which was once a good show, half of a good show, has become more and more of an example of when attempts at prestige TV go poorly. And I think this new season sort of solidifies all of that. As all, like, I don't know. It all in all, it was. If you're a fan of Dexter, you likely are already watching this. It's been out for like a month. I assume you probably have already watched this.
It wasn't.
If you're not a fan of Dexter, I don't know why you would start here.
It honestly wasn't an awful program, but there's just cracks showing clearly here.
Yes.
I hope that this ends like that Steven Seagal film On Deadly Ground, with Dexter storming the oil plant to kill the oil guy.
I assume he
Just
will
blowing
kill
the whole
this
place
man.
up.
I assume. Here's my bold prediction. I'll probably be wrong about this, especially if the show goes batshit crazy at the end. But my bold prediction is that Dexter and the oil guy will kill each other.
Okay. In oil?
And then potentially, maybe, we'll see how dark the show wants to go with it. His son becomes like the new killer. Because the bloodline must continue and all that jazz.
Yeah, I can see it.
The blood must flow.
Yes. Anyway.
My Iron Lake. My dune. Of snow, I guess.
My snow. My Iron Lake. My New York.
Ice dune.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a tune out on this one.
Yeah, I'll give it a tune out.
I'll give it a tune out.
All right. Well, that's a tune out on Dexter New Blood. And that's about it for this week's episode of the show.
Yeah.
Reminder, of course, if perhaps there was another show that you want us to watch, maybe like the live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop or something.
No.
Well, you could go over to buymeacoffee.com/TVtuners. A single coffee would give you a single episode, perhaps of the pilot edition of Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, to watch. That's something you could do
Cops call.
if you were inclined.
It could not happen.
We made it up. And hey, that's about it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Till then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I don't know.
Hey folks, time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster is actually a Twitter guy who was invented?
I just exist inside your head.